Hello everyone. Before we get started, if you enjoyed this video once it's done, please like and share. Also, if you enjoy the content that I'm putting out, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you cut on all notification bells so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. Thank you. Alexis hated the way she looked. She figured that she'd never find a man to love her because she was so ugly. She had pimples all over her face. She had missing, decaying teeth. She was so self-conscious about herself, she wouldn't even step out of the house. Her job that she worked was remote, so she didn't have to leave the house. Every time she would leave the house to go shopping or run errands, she'll always see people giggle and smile and point at her and whisper to one another, saying how ugly she is and how gross she looks. When a man sees her, they almost want to puke up their guts. They talk about how ugly she is and unattractive and how they don't want to ever kiss something like her. But the final blow came when she went to a family reunion. Alexis was from a very wealthy family. Growing up, Alexis's family would always treat her horribly, especially her mother. Her mother was a very attractive woman, and her father was a very handsome man. Her siblings, her brother and her sister, happened to get their looks from their parents, except Alexis, the middle child. Her family tolerated her, but they never really felt like she belonged in the family because of her looks. She always felt bad because she couldn't control how she looked, but regardless, they punished her for it. She figured that maybe going to this family reunion, that maybe things had changed. The last time she talked with her family was about 7 years ago. She didn't want to be a liability and bring shame and embarrassment to her family, especially to her parents, as her mother was the mayor and her father was a very famous actor who played and starred in a lot of blockbuster movies. When Alexis arrived at her family's mansion, everyone at the party turned and looked as she drove in. Everyone was all seeing who that individual was, and Alexis was already feeling self-conscious about if everyone is going to accept her or not. Once she drove and parked her car, she stepped out, and the moment she done so, everyone began to whisper and point at her. But once Alexis walked towards the family mansion, her mother stopped her abruptly. Angry and disgusted, she told her, don't step any further. Why are you here? You're ugly. I don't want your face at this party. You're an embarrassment to this family. Get out of here. Do something about your face. Get surgery, plastic surgery, I don't care. Just fix how you look. Get plastic surgery, do something. But until you do something, don't show your face at this family reunion. Don't show your face at all around us. But, Mom, Alexis stuttered, and then her father chimed in. I agree with your mother. You're disgusting in the face. You don't belong at this family reunion. Get out of here now. Go away. We don't want to see you. You're ugly. You're not pleasant to look at in the face. Alexis was doing all she can to hold back tears, but she can feel them coming down her face. Wow, Alexis, I really don't get how you haven't already offed yourself. If I was in your situation, I would have done the same. Can't get a man, can't go out. Everyone stares at you, point at you, makes fun of how you look. At least I'm engaged. I have a wonderful fiance. Oh, and by the way, you're not invited to the wedding. I don't need someone as ugly as you coming to my wedding. You're gonna give it a bad rep. Alexis couldn't hold it back anymore. She started to weep. As she done so, she walked towards her car. While she was walking towards her car, her brother called out to her, Val. Alexis. She turned around to see what her brother wanted. I'm sorry. What they're doing to you is inexcusable. I'm gonna talk with them. They have to accept you. You're their daughter. I'm sorry that you're going through all this. It's not right. You shouldn't be kicked out of the family because you don't look a certain way. Val, don't bother. They're not gonna listen to you. Just leave me alone. You're a good brother. I appreciate it. Afterwards, Alexis got in her car and she drove off. As she was driving, she just started to wish her life was different. She wished she could look attractive, get the attention from men, and her family would finally accept her. As she was driving, she thought about maybe it's a good thing. I mean, her family didn't really acknowledge her in the public eye. Everyone thinks that Maxine and Val are their only two kids, so they don't acknowledge her. But she figures that it's probably better if they don't, because if she had been acknowledged and the public saw who she was and how she looked, it would be 10 times worse for her. So she went into this diner and she put on a cap and a hoodie and she put on her sunglasses so no one wouldn't look up in her face to see how ugly she was. When she got in that diner, she ordered herself some pancakes and eggs, and she ate. As she was scrolling on her phone, she noticed there was an advertisement on Instagram. It was a plastic surgeon. His name was Dr. Egot, and he does wonderful miracles on people. He pretty much changes their lives. As Alexis was looking at this, she was amazed by this. She saw what this man would do. She saw people who are hideous, even some who are more uglier than her. And the best thing about it, this doctor was in the same town as Alexis. So she looked up the information and she called his office. That same day, Alexis was sitting inside of a patient room waiting for Dr. Egot to come in. She was nervous and excited at the same time. She was hopeful that he could change her life around because she was tired of being ugly. She was tired of being everyone's pun to a joke. She just wanted to be attractive and have all the attention on her. Alexis waited for 5 more minutes and then she saw the door open and Dr. Egot came in. He was a very short guy. He had thick eyebrows, a full head of hair, brown hair or brunette hair. He had a nice white smile. He smiled at me and then he asked me,
Hello, Alexis. I was gonna ask why you're here, but I can probably see why. So you wanna look beautiful, is that correct?
Yes, that's all I wanted. I just hate the way I look. It's hard for me to date. My family don't want nothing to do with me. I have to work remote jobs at my place because I'm afraid of going out too much. People are gonna look up in my face and they're gonna make fun of me. I just want to feel beautiful. I just want to look like my family, Alexis explained.
Well, good news is I can actually fit you in today to do surgery on you. But how much are you willing to pay? It's gonna be very pricey.
Oh, I'm not worried about the price. I've been saving up money for a good while, and I know I have enough to cover the price of the surgery. I just want to go ahead and get started as soon as possible. Immediately after that, Dr. Egot got Alexis prepared for surgery, and then he started. The surgery lasts for about 7 hours. Afterwards, Alexis woke up and her face was wrapped up.
Alright, Alexis, the surgery was a success. Unfortunately, I can't take off the wrap right now. We gotta wait 24 hours for that to happen, so you're gonna come back tomorrow at the same time and I'll pull off the wrap. But don't you pull it off. I will pull it off.
Alexis just nodded her head, and then eventually she went home. She went off to bed, excited, hoping that the surgery was truly a success. When she went back into Dr. Egot's office the next day, he unwrapped her face, and Dr. Egot smiled, and he said,
Well, it's a success. Let me give you a mirror. Take a look yourself.
Alexis grabbed the mirror and looked. She almost dropped the mirror. She was in disbelief, as she couldn't believe the person that was staring back at her in the mirror. It was like she was a totally different woman. She felt her face. It felt so natural. The structure of her face was more beautiful. She didn't have any scars or pimples or blemishes on her face. She looked it radiant. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I actually look beautiful. I actually look beautiful. Oh my God. Oh my God. I would have never thought this day would come. You don't know what you've done for me, Dr. Egot. Thank you so much.
Well, don't thank me, I'm just doing my job. However, though, I'm gonna write you a prescription. It's a medicine that you have to take when you wake up and before you go off to bed. It's vital that you take this medicine twice a day. It helps to keep your skin clear and keep any infections from breaking out on your face. Listen to me, Alexis. It is vital that you take this twice a day. You cannot miss a dose. You miss a dose, there may be some serious consequences to your face. Irreversible damage that I can't fix myself. So from keeping that from happening, please take this medication twice a day that I'm prescribing you. It's a must. Do not forget. Now, of course, there are going to be some side effects. You may experience some stomach aches, feeling nauseous, may end up throwing up, but that's only going to last for about 15 to 20 minutes at most. But please, you've got to take that medication. If you want your face to stay the same and you don't want nothing to happen, take the medication. And the reason why I'm putting so much emphasis on this medication because I've had clients that didn't take the medication after I performed the surgery, and let's just say it was bad for them.
Wow. Okay, definitely. Right after I leave here, I'm going to the pharmacy to pick up the medication. I promise. Right after she was discharged from the doctor's office, Alexis went straight to the pharmacy to pick up the medication. And later that night, she took a dose. The dose made her felt very nauseous, and she was going back and forth in the bathroom throwing up. But like the doctor had said, it only lasts for about 20 minutes. Afterwards, she felt better. But she did felt really sick as a dog, and Alexis didn't know if she wanted to continue to do that. She thought about not taking the medication, but she kept on hearing Dr. Egot's warning replay over and over in her head. So she continued to follow the instruction he gave to her. Afterwards, for the next couple of days, Alexis felt great about herself. She was going out, she was getting noticed from men, she was getting dates left and right. Her family also wanted her back in the picture as well. And then eventually, they embraced her because of her look. She fit right in. And that's all Alexis wanted, was to fit in with her family and not be an outsider because of the way she looked. But the downside, though, was each time Alexis took that medication, she felt sicker and sicker, and even the symptoms seemed to last longer and longer than 20 minutes. At one point, when she took the medication to help with her face, the symptoms, nausea and feeling like you were going to throw up, and high temperature, it lasted longer than 20 minutes, almost a day. Eventually, Alexis figured that maybe if she doesn't take the medication, everything would be alright, and nothing won't happen because she kept on getting sick. Afterwards, she stopped taking the medication. Her face still was the same, and she went on with her life. One evening, Alexis was getting ready to go on a date. She met a very attractive, slim, tall man who was rich and successful, and she felt like she was the luckiest woman on the planet that he asked her out on a date. Once she got ready, she looked in the mirror, and that's when she noticed something. She noticed that there was a white, bubbly pimple on her face. It was white and oozing with pus. She tried to pop it, but it wouldn't go away. It just kept on just oozing with pus. Are you kidding me? This can't be happening. Oh, why'd I have to get a pimple? Thought you said that my face was supposed to be perfect. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be fine. I can just, put a... Oh, great, that's not gonna work. Damn it. As Alexis was looking around to figure out what she can do to get rid of the pimple faster, she came back into the mirror and she saw more white, bubbly pus pimples popping out all over her face. It was getting worse and worse. Alexis screamed and she panicked. She knew she could not go on her date looking like this. She started to have a panic attack. She didn't know what she was going to do. And then she decided to try to pop some of them. As she kept on popping them, it kept on reappearing. No matter how much Alexis pops these pimples, they keep on growing. Alexis was starting to cry. She didn't want to go back to being the ugly, unattractive woman. This couldn't be happening. She tried again to pop him, but nothing would work. Feeling frustrated, Alexis began to scratch her face repeatedly as pus was dripping down from the counter onto the floor. And then the pus, the yellowy substance, turned into red substance as it was blood. Alexis looked in the mirror and she screamed more as she realized something even more horrifying. She felt her face was beginning to crack. She didn't know how to explain this feeling, but it felt wrong. And then Alexis scratched at her face and a chunk of her skin came off from her face. Then another chunk of her face came off and she realized her face was falling apart. She tried to do all she can to try to stop this from happening, crying. But as she tried to fix this issue, more and more pieces of a chunk of her face kept falling. Eventually, Alexis began to scratch her face violently. As Alexis was doing that, her date pulled up. Her date sat in the car for a few moments, waiting on Alexis to come. He tried calling her, but she didn't answer her phone. He was baffled because she had told him that she was going to be standing outside waiting for him. So, her date just waited there in the car for a few more minutes. And then eventually, after about 10 minutes, he got impatient. And so, he went up and knocked on her apartment door. No one answered. He noticed that the door was slightly ajar, so he walked right in. As he walked in, everything seemed normal. He made his way towards the hallway of Alexis' apartment, and that's when he noticed he saw a pair of legs sticking out from the bathroom. He went over there, and what he saw horrified him. He immediately called 911, and when they came, they discovered something horrifying. Alexis was dead, and it looked like she ripped off her skin on her face. It was brutal. It was horrifying. It was disturbing as well. Later that day, her family got the word about what happened, and they reported it on TV. The mayor of the town, Alexis' mother, as he was sitting down, getting ready to relax after having a very long, busy work schedule, he cut on the TV, and right there, he saw on the news, Alexis was dead. Dr. Egot shook his head and just made one remark.
If only she had took the medicine.